It is July 8th, and today we are going to be going over the 2024 presidential election electoral map. Now, as of today, I am seeing a lot of stuff about the Democrats possibly replacing Biden, and then I'm also seeing stuff about Biden sticking up and wanting to stay in the race, which that's a whole nother topic to talk about right now. But today we're just going to go straight over if Biden was the nominee and Trump's the nominee, which states are polling which ways, and we're going to see who wins the electoral map as of today based on the polls. So we're going to start off with Trump's safe states. That's going to be Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, South Dakota, North Dakota. We're going to come back to Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Missouri. Now, when it comes to Nebraska, he is going to win the state. He's also going to win the 1st and 3rd districts. District 2 is usually more Democratic leaning, but we're going to check on that and go over that here in a second. Now, when it comes to Biden's safe states, you're going to have the state of Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii. I'm going to give Colorado. I'm also going to give Illinois. I think New York, even though I am seeing a lot of polling coming out of New York, the Democrats are up 7 or 8 points. I think New York's still going to be a pretty solid Democrat state just based on the previous elections. So we're going to go to New York. We're going to have Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Come back to New Jersey. We're going to be Vermont. We're also going to go Delaware, Maryland, and D.C. Now, I do think Maine's 1st district is going to go strict to Biden. And I also, at this point, I want to give Maine's 2nd district to Trump because I've seen a lot of polls where Trump's up by almost 20 points in that district. So these are going to be your safe Democrat and also safe Republican state. And I forgot one. I'm honestly going to give Alaska safe Republican just based on the previous elections, how they've voted. So these are your swing states at the moment. Now, when we go to likely Trump states, I'm going to go to Texas. I've seen Texas was up 8 to 9 points last time. Same as Florida. Florida was up 7 to 8. We're also going to go to Ohio. I saw Ohio was up by 9. And then Iowa was honestly up by, I think, almost 18. If we come over here to the polling and try to find Iowa, let's see. It was almost up. Yeah, Trump was up 18 points, which is crazy. Honestly, at that point, Iowa's just a solid Republican state. Now, Biden's likely states are, he doesn't have too many, honestly. I think New Jersey, there was a poll that came out of New Jersey where Trump was up 2, but just based on the previous elections, I don't see New Jersey going Republican. And that was only one poll. We need more polling coming out of New Jersey. But for right now, I'm going to mark New Jersey as a likely tilt Democrat. And that is the only Democrat state that I see going likely on this map for right now. Now, if we come over to lean margins, we're going to start off with Biden. I think let's go to New Mexico. New Mexico is trending more to the right, it looks like, in the most recent polls that have coming out. If we come and try to find New Mexico right here, if we click on this, we can see Joe Biden is up by 7 points. And if we click on it real quick, as you can see, there's only been 2 polls that have come out. One of them was back last year, but this one was recently, about a month ago, and Biden was up 48 and Trump was up 41. So as of that, we can see that. And if we come over here and click on this, more polling has come out of this. Biden's up 7, Biden's up 8. So with that data being said, I'm going to mark New Mexico as a lean Democrat state. Now, same with New Hampshire. I have seen new pollings come out at New Hampshire where Trump was up 2. If we click on this, as you can see, there was one tied here, and Trump was also ahead by 2 points right here. But based off all these pollings, again, New Hampshire's kind of like New Jersey. I just don't see the state going Republican at this point. They never voted Trump in an election, and we need more polling to come out of there to be for sure. But for right now, I'm going to mark New Hampshire down as a likely lean Democrat state. And now we're going to start with our main swing states. Let's come to Nevada. As we can see, if we come over here, where's Nevada at? Nevada is pretty, they are leaning more to the right, it seems. I think Trump was up by like a good margin last time I saw. Why can't I find Nevada? I don't know. We're going to skip Nevada. We'll come to Virginia. We'll start with Virginia. As you can see, Virginia is tied at the moment with, they had 3 polls come out of Virginia, and all of them have been tied, which is insane. You can see Trump is growing in that state. And if he picks Glenn Youngkin as his vice president, I think Virginia will probably swing definitely Republican. But for right now, as you can tell by the polls, Trump is gaining big ground in Virginia. The last 3 polls have been tied, and even the last couple of polls, Biden hasn't even been up by that much. So as of for right now, I'm going to mark Virginia as a tilt Republican state just because of the potential vice president pick Trump can do, and also he's gaining ground in this state by a lot. Now, if we come to North Carolina, North Carolina is a solid, or it's not solid, but it is usually a Republican state. They voted for Trump in the last 2 elections. As you can see, Trump's up by 3.8%. And if we click on here, he's been leading the polls ever since the last one was taken. So as of this, I think North Carolina is going to be a lean Republican state. Like I said, they voted twice Trump in the last couple elections, and I think they're going to be a pretty lean Republican state. Now let's go to Georgia. Now down here in Georgia, Biden did win Georgia in the last election, but Trump won it in 2016. But it's just like North Carolina. Trump is up by 3.8. If we click on this, Biden's been losing all these polls ever since the last one was taken back in April. So as of that, I think Georgia's going to vote the same way as North Carolina. I think it's going to be a lean Republican state. Now, if we come to let's come up here to Pennsylvania. If we come up here to Pennsylvania, we can see Trump is up by 3.4%, kind of the same in Georgia and North Carolina. If we click on it, as you can see, he's been leading the polls ever since the last one was taken back in June or May, and Trump has been gaining ground in the state. He's been getting higher in the polls ever since, and I think Pennsylvania is going to be a lean Republican state. Now let's come over here to Arizona. Arizona is honestly the same as Georgia. Biden won it back in 2016 or 2020, and I forgot who won it in 2016. I want to say Trump did. I don't know. It might have been Hillary, but I'm not too sure. But as of right now, Trump is winning 4.2% in Arizona. And if we click on these polls, you can see that the last one Biden won was back in May of 2020, or May, yeah. And Biden was up 45%, Trump was up 43%. But ever since then, Trump has been leading the polls in the state of Arizona big time. So as of that, I'm going to mark Arizona as a lean Republican state. Now, Nevada, we're going to come back to Nevada. Here it is right here. Nevada is the same as Arizona. They're up by almost 4.5 points. If we click on this, you can see that there was one poll where they were tied, but ever since Trump has been kicking butt in this state, he's been leading the polls ever since and back in April. And I think the state's also going to go a lean Republican. Now, as you can see, Biden has 200 electoral votes, and Trump has already won. He has 300. But we're going to keep going because I need to know which of these states are going to keep, or which ones are going to vote which ways. So let's start with Michigan. If we can find Michigan, or we'll start with Minnesota. So Minnesota does have Biden up by 2% in the last couple of polls. As you can see, Trump is gaining ground possibly in this state. They've only took the last poll taken back in June had Trump tied with Biden neck to neck, 45-45. So as you can see, he is gaining ground in this state, and he hasn't been too far behind Biden. and then this poll he was leading. So this state's going to be very close, very, very close. But I am going to give it to Biden just because of the amount of Biden polls that have come out, which a lot of them are by Surveys USA. So I don't know if that's the same poll or if these are different ones. I think they're different ones taken by the same type. So we're going to give Minnesota a tilt Democrat lean just because of the amount of polls come out where Biden has been up on each one right here. So we're gonna go to Wisconsin. Wisconsin does have Biden right now by half a point, but that hasn't been really the case. It's been back and forth, neck to neck this whole time. And honestly, Trump was winning Wisconsin by 2 or 3 points for a while, but ever since this Bloomberg poll came out, it's had Biden winning by possibly 3 points, which I'm not sure. After all these polls have come out showing how close they are neck to neck, this one is kind of an outlier, just Biden up by 3 all of a sudden, especially after the debate. So I'm not sure about that poll, but definitely if you take that poll out, you can see that Trump has been gaining ground a lot in the state and more closer than Biden. So with that being said, we're going to give Wisconsin a tilt Republican margin. So if we also come over to Michigan, you can see Michigan, Trump is up by 0.3 of a point. Same with the Bloomberg poll. It has all of a sudden Michigan, Biden's up by 5%. So I especially after the debate, I'm just not sure that poll definitely is an outlier. But like I said, if you take that poll out, Trump has been mainly winning the state by big time margins. Another Bloomberg poll has Biden winning here. This one, Florida Atlantic, has Biden winning by 1. This one, they were both tied, but the rest of them, Trump has been winning. So I am going to give the state of Michigan a tilt Republican. And that being said, we do have one state left. We forgot about Nebraska's second district. There isn't a lot of polls coming out of Nebraska's second district, but being said, with the last election, Biden did win it by pretty good margins. So we're going to give it a tilt Democrat just to be safe, give Biden some more points. But if we come over to Maine, we can see that Maine, this is the first district voted Democrat, and the second district is going to vote Republican. But this is the statewide. I'm going to give the statewide to the Democrats just because they usually win the popular vote more than the Republicans in the last couple elections, especially in the statewide. So just to be safe, give it to Biden. I'm just going to give the state of Maine to Biden. So as of today, July 8th, this is your electoral prediction. You can see the Republicans have 325 and the Democrats have 213. So please, hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing, and hope you liked the video, and we'll come out with more videos here soon. Thank you.